Hello and welcome back to International Racing Series. We are back live after about 3-4 weeks off, and it is a pre-season event before we get the season underway next week. But we are live with Tier 2 at Great Britain for a short qualifying session, followed by a 50% race. Don't mind me today, I'm a bit ill, so hopefully the commentary is good for you guys. We've got Pepper in the chat. Let's go, too long. We'll get to watch them race again. That sentence makes no sense, but I've got you, Pepper. Luca Harvey, which is a drunken ship, I believe. New driver, Pepper's teammate. There he is. We got Husky, what's up, bro? Tier 1 driver coming to support the Tier 2 pre-season. Pepper, P15. IRS LB44, yo. Pepper, yes, that's him. As we got our first couple of drivers out on track. We got the constructors winner from last season, Gary, maintaining his McLaren seats with IS1, going for a second consecutive championship. Drunken ship, that's me, Luca Harvey, what's up? Got a few new drivers out there today. Outlaw coming out on track, down from tier 1 into tier 2 into the Red Bull. See what he can do. We've got Joe Keller switching from the Williams to Aston Martin. Remy staying on board with the Alpha Tauri. T1987 joining him in the Alpha there as a newcomer. We've got Reezy in the Ferrari as a reserve today. Maybe we'll see him in a full-time seat in the upcoming races. Marcy in the Alpine. Also new here today. There's quite a lot of drivers out on track already. Let me get the telemetry up. Not done the comms for a couple of weeks, so we'll go on board with the Constructors Champion of Tier 2 last season, as I believe that was DMP Super Skills coming out of the pits there. Moving over from Haas into the Mercedes with IRS LB44 as we're on board with Gary Laser Eyes into Sector 1. And the Sector 1 time will be a 27.8 as we're about to exit Luffield. Can he get a good exit through Gear 3 out into Gear 4? Flat out, down the straight, into the fastest corner of the circuit, which will be Cops. I was a bit wide off the apex, cost himself a little pace, but not too bad so far from Gary by the looks of it, as we enter Maggots and Beckett's. Onto the hangar straight. And it's a 103.3 for an open lap in a tier 2. It's not too bad so far. Let's see if Gary can finish this lap off well. Takes that rather nicely. As we're into the final couple of corners for this first flying lap of the pre-season event, as we enter the Hamilton straight, and it will be a 27.0 for Gary there. Marcy diving into the pits. Who else have we got next? We got Mercedes, which is an out lap. DMB just starting his lap. We got Remy, who's next up, but he invalidates, unfortunately. Just runs a bit wide, and that's his lap time over. For some reason my Wi-Fi on my phone is not working, so I can't see the comments right now. There's an invite sent to another driver as well, so we get 16 in. Perpad, the man who lost out the championship by so close last season, he's coming back to take vengeance on IS1 and take the championship back. Sets provisional pole 26.9, but Anur Hassan comes out of nowhere with 1.9 seconds faster there. 1.9 seconds, 9 tenths faster, sorry. Like I said, I'm not with it today. I'm ill, as you can probably hear. Reezy in the Ferrari, P4, 27.1. 10th off Gary, Joe Killer, 27.4. Outlaw with a 27.5. T with a 28.1 there. Edward so slow in the house with a 32.1. We've got DMB Super Skills, who's on the mediums, set at 103.8 there. Into sector 2, which is rather good for the mediums. Crosses the line, does a 27.6, puts himself P7. So a lot of time to come for DMB Super Skills. As my Wi-Fi is actually playing up there, I don't know what's going on. On the game it's completely fine, because I'm the one hosted it, but my phone does not want to work. As Kovacs Milan is now in, but 10 drivers with lap times on the board. We've got a Ferrari, is that coming out the final corner? Reezy setting up for another lap there, I believe. Who else have we got out there on flying laps right now? Got Ice One, the reigning champion of Tier 2, coming out on track with his McLaren. Let's see what he can do today. But that Haas driver so far of Amur Hassan has set a rather good lap. IRS LB44 had a good season last season. He's back again in the Mercedes. Top 3 for him. Finished just behind IS1 and Purple Derp. Into Magnussen Beckett we go. Rides the curb a bit too much, compromises his exit. 104.2. Couple tenths behind Gary Laser Eyes, so could see himself into the top 5 here. IRS LB44. And if you are watching, I don't know if you've been commentating or not in the chats. Don't think you have, but I might have missed them. But IRS LB44 lost a bit of time there actually towards the end. 28.3 goes P9. How about Reezy? Gains a lot of time there. Puts himself up into P2. Six tenths off the lead now. And Noah still in the pits. How's Ice One getting on his opening lap? 27.8 into sector 1. Similar to his teammate, runs a bit wide there. Also loses time on the exit, but he's up on his teammate. Could slot himself up into P3 just ahead of Purple Derp here, which is not what Purple Derp wants to see in this pre-season race. The man he was battling all season again could be right up there with him. Crosses the line, lost a bit of time, and goes behind his teammate by just over 3 tenths. Who else do we have out there? Edward so slow, coming out the final couple of corners. He is on keyboard, I believe, so I do not know how he's doing that. We got Kovacs Milan in the Alpine. His teammate currently runs P9. Let's see what he can deliver. Did not change into gear 8 there. I'm surprised about. Hitting that rev limiter. Decent couple of corners though for the Alpine driver. As he enters the sector 1 checkpoint, it will be a 27.7. Just a 10th up on IS1, who is P5 at the moment. I feel like sector 1 is probably the easiest sector here. Towards the end of the lap, you start to lose it with the trickier corners of like Cops, Maggots and Beckett's as we enter Cops corner now. And he's done that perfect, I would say. Taking a lot of curb there on the entrance of Maggots. Sector 2 checkpoint, a 103.4, which is again similar to IS1, who runs P5. Did lose a bit of time in Sector 3 though, so let's see if Kovacs Milan can enter the top 3 with a good final sector here. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Hopefully they're not going to be in the way. And the Haas is in a very dodgy position there. I'm not sure who that was. That was Edwards so slow all over the place there. But Kovacs Milan with a 27.0 on his opening lap. But yeah, that Haas probably cost Kovacs Milan a couple of tenths there, so who else is out there? Remy, what's he doing? 1.92, nearly 5 tenths up on his time, currently P13. Two Alfa Romeos, 15th and 16th at the moment, yet to come out on track. They'll set a time, everyone else has. And let's see what Remy can do. And he's invalidated again, the exact same corner as last time. And he is struggling at the moment to get a lap time on the board. IRS LB44. He is invalidated as well, slows down. Outlaw. Currently P7 on a slow lap invalidation as well. Kovacs Milan into the pit. We missed T 1987 there actually. Remy's teammate jumping up into P3. And that's a good time for him there. We've got two drivers on the 26.9 there. The drunken ship. Let's see what he can do. He's got the Mercedes of, who's that? DMB Super Skills. Going around the outside there in qualifying. Overtake of the month is not yet ready to go, but DMB Super Skills already racing in qualifying here. It's going to cost him time though on this lap, so currently P10 ahead of his teammate. 10th and 11th for the Mercedes. DMB Super Skills running really wide there as well. He's only 2 tenths up on his time. And he's changed compounds from mediums to soft, so maybe he's got to go for another couple of runs here, as a lot of drivers are now in the pits or starting their outlaps. DMB Super Skills though, out of the final corner, does improve, only jumps up to P9. The drunken ship, well off the pace at the moment. P15 for him. Oh, we got Anwar Hassan, who's currently P1, but I don't think he's going to be improving that lap, because you see him lighting up the rears, I think it was on the curb, as we just went on board with him. And lost a lot of time there. We're on board with Reezy, I believe I'm saying that right, but he's abandoned his lap, didn't improve. He's going to go for one more shot, I think. And like I said, yeah, everyone is currently in the pits waiting for the clock to go down so they can use that last set of softs. On board with DMB Super Skills though. I think he's just on his cooldown lap back to the pits. Gets out of the way of the Haas driver of Anwar Hassan, who is coming through Klopp's corner. And I'm not sure if he's on a lap or not. No, he's not. He's out of IRS, he can't improve anywhere, I don't think. Purple Urban, P4. P2 in the championship last season. Let's see what he can do on this lap time. Can he improve into sector 1? just about matching his time into sector 1. How much more time around the track can he gain? We've got Pepper Sliggles are out there. Where's Pepper? Pepper is in sector 2 with a 103.4, which is looking like a very good lap for Pepper actually. We'll stay on board with this because both Alfa Romeos are currently 15th and 16th. So if Pepper can end this lap strong here, could see himself into the top 10. Takes a bit of curb there, it's going to cost himself the exit. Crosses the line though, jumps up to P11, just outside the top 10. Let's go back to Purple Dub. He is near 4 tenths up on his time, 102.8. Into the final couple of corners of Club onto the Hamilton straight, and it's going to be a 26.4, puts himself P2. As the clock is ticking down, I think we've got just under 2 minutes remaining now. If that sector 1 yellow flag will get out of the way. Not sure who it is. Yeah, just under 2 minutes remaining as the... I think that's Pepper just getting out of the way actually. Yeah, it is. On board with Outlaw, Kakameste though. His teammate is currently P2. Red Bull looking strong here at Great Britain so far in this pre-season event. Got Mercedes just ahead of him, hopefully gets out of the way. I think that is IRS RB44 as Outlaw does invalidate on the exit of Cops there. And he's got one more chance as Outlaw to try and prove that P7. Who else we got there? Kovacs Milan. We got Marcy starting his last lap as well. Remy's out there trying to improve. The Drunken Ship gets up to 135.8. Breezy as well, starting his last lap, D&B Super Skills. So this is the crunch time. We're about to see a lot of time has changed here possibly. As T has binned it, but it's not easily retired in the pits. I see the yellow flag with that. Oh no, it's Marcy that binned it, sorry. But T retired in the pits. As Remy has messed it up completely, he's getting out of the way. He might have just cost himself completely there. He's not going to have to do another lap. I'm not sure what Remy just done there, but on to another lap he goes. Here comes IS1. Out of the final corner, does he improve? Yes, he does. Jumps up to P4, and that will be the end of his qualifying. We've got Kovacs Milan. He's nearly 7 tenths up on his time. And Noor Hassan has done enough so far. He's 4 tenths clear at the top. But Kovacs Milan nearly snatches it off him. Just over a tenth behind for pole position there. Great effort. And we've got Drunken Ship, I believe, next. Crosses the line, doesn't improve. What about Reezy? 26.2. 2 tenths off pole. Next up will be Outlaw, followed by Joe Killer. What can Outlaw do? His teammate is currently P4. Outlaw exits the final corner and doesn't improve, stays P9. All about Joe Killer. Takes the P9 away from Outlaw Pekameste there. Next up is going to be Gary, who at the moment is P8. Could see himself up into the top 5 here if he can get a good couple of corners. McLaren crosses the line, only improves just and stays P8. And I believe that is the end of qualifying. No one else can improve there. 2 tenths between the top 3. Purple Derp not too far away as well. And that is an interesting little qualifying session there. Marcy JR for the win, who currently sits P13. It's going to be a hard task to win the race from there, but anything can happen in online racing, as we're about to find out. As we're just waiting for IS1's car to get back in the garage, and this 50% race will be underway. It's going to be a clear race, no weather conditions to spoil the party, so maybe when the season starts, but for the pre-season we'll keep it nice and dry for everyone. Try to see some good racing, some good battling, good overtakes, good strategy. IRS LB44 subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 2 months. Legend. As we are now affiliate now, so you can subscribe to the account if you wish. Obviously you don't have to, we're not asking you to, but if you want to you can. And there is the confirmation. Let me take a screenshot actually. Oh, it's not even letting me. I've not got my Twitter connected. I'll just screenshot it later on the stream. But there is your confirmation of the pre-season qualifying. Anur Hassan with the P1, Kovacs Milan P2, Reezy P3, Purple Earth and IS1 4th and 5th, DMB Super Skills 6th, T 7th, Gary 8th, Joe Killer 9th, and Outlaw P10. My best lap here. I really got in my zone. Yeah, Pep, you done well there to be fair. Decent little lap. 13 of you watching, hoping you're enjoying this one. It's only a pre-season race, so hopefully we get this much support for the first couple of rounds, which will be happening next week and a week after. And you should have some better comms by then, not my sick ass on the comms. But yeah, waiting for everyone to pick their strategy now. Should be a medium to hard, or hard to medium, one-stop race. Someone might feel racy and go for a two-stop, but they're going to lose out big time on a track like this. The one-stop is the way to go. Normally you hit a 136, but I'll take a 34. I guess that's still room for improvement. That's decent to be fair. A whole 2 seconds up. Got a whole season to improve as well, so I know you're Pepper's mate and you're not really into the league racing, but it's good thing to start up and get used to it. We've got a formation lap here. We'll have a look at everyone's strategies, and like I predicted, medium or hard, except for one driver. The Frenchman of Remy as the drunken ship. Getting a bit ahead of steam there, forgetting it was a formation lap. Just reversed back into position. Yeah, top 3 going for hards, Purple up, going for the mediums, going for the racy start. In the top 6, everyone around him is on the hard compared to him. T and Gary, 7th and 8th. Let's see if they can get themselves into the top 6 with the mediums early on. Watch out for IRS, LB44, Pepper, Marcy, Remy, trying to make their way through into the top 10 as well. See what Edward's so slow and drunken ship can do down the bottom, but yeah, formation lap to get us underway before this 26 lap pre-season event for tier 2. Most of the guys you see as well are in their teams for the season. The only reserve driver actually is Reezy in a Ferrari, so everyone else is in their teams for the season. Getting used to it. Reezy P3 as a reserve could be offered a full-time seat if things change. At the moment, obviously, there's 20 drivers, so he can't take a full-time seat, but if he performs well and something changes after this race, he's definitely going to get a full-time seat. There's Anur Hassan, outbreaks himself a little bit there and runs wide onto the curb. With a fast formation lap as well, did not want to wait around at all. He wanted to get the show on the road as IS1 is pulling up. Reezy gets disqualified from his position. as we watch Purple up in his Red Bull get disqualified. What about T? Misses it a little bit there, but he doesn't get disqualified. Braked a bit early. What about Gary? Perfecto. Are we in position? There we are. Let's get to the lights, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in Great Britain. And away we go. I'm not sure what happened there, but somehow the drunken ship has glitched there for everyone. But into turn 1 we go, and it's looking rather clean at the moment. A few side-by-side battling. And Nur Hassan has lost the lead to Kovacs Milan, who's side-by-side with Risi at the moment. He goes around the outside, gets the job done and moves up into P2. We've got a yellow flag in the background between Gary, Remy and Marcy. Not sure what's happened there. After their clean turn 1, 2 and 3 looks like it's got a bit messy between a few drivers there. I think there's another spinner in the background possibly. Oh, what's going on there? Gary and Remy with contact. And that was a bit of a chaotic start there. Let's hope it eases out and the racing gets better. Let's go back up to the top though, because Nur Hassan has lost out 2 positions. IS1 has jumped up ahead of Purple Derp. Joe Killer's had a great start there, jumping up to P6. IS1 running a bit wide there as they were looking at the top 3. Currently battling out the top 6 on 1.2 seconds ahead of DMB Superscope. It was Joe Killer just having a bit of a moment there, so he's dropped out of that DRS, which will be opening in the next couple of laps. Wants to try catch back up to Purple Earth as quick as he can. Top 5 are starting to pull away here. Already on lap 2. It's a 5-way battle on lap 2 so far. For the lead, there you go, there's Joe Killer dropping back now 1.4 seconds from Purple Earth. He's got DMB and T right behind him. Then another gap down to Pepper. Then another gap down to Outlaw, who I believe is not in this session no more. So we need to send him an invite. I'm not sure what's happened to Outlaw. Trying to find him quick time so we can send the invite. And I've got too many friends on my friends list. I've got way too many friends, I can't even find them. The drunken ship with a 3-second time penalty already. Remy running wide there, I think he's got wing damage. Yes, he does. Let's go back up to the top. Top 5, all within a second of each other. And I thought that was IS1 going for a move, but he's defending rather than going for a move from Purple Derp, who's right behind him. There he is. Kovacs Milan with a new fastest lap, followed by Purple Derp, and the top 5 are really close at the moment. And this is looking like a very interesting battle, and again another 3 second for the drunken ship. There's a yellow flag somewhere. I'm not sure what's happened to Edward so slow. And can we warn Outlaw no AI? He's not in AI. He's not in the session at all. Neither is Edward so slow. I'm not sure what's happened to them as IRS LB44 gets past the AI of Outlaw and Nur Hassan. Not Nur Hassan, did I just say? Edward so slow, sorry. Getting used to everyone's names again. DMB Super Skills. Still behind Joe. Not quite close enough for a move at the moment. DRS is now enabled though. And Risi's had a big moment there. It's going to allow Nur Hassan to try go toe to toe with him, but Risi flies past him with that top speed. Kovacs Milan now just outside that DRS as well from the Ferrari driver. which could be good news for him. Has another moment, does the Ferrari. This is a good little race so far, 4 laps in from Tier 2. You got Purple Up having a look. Thought he was just going to go for the move there on IS1. Who runs a bit deep, could cost him the exit here. I think we're about to see a move here for P2 though. Reese's out of DRS, but he's draining his ERS early on here to try to stay P2 and get back into the DRS of the leader. Purple Up just looking behind. There's a yellow flag, and that's T just spun round. Not sure what's happened to him. Was there possible contact with DMB Super Skills and Joe Killer, or did he lose it on his own? As we're on board with DMB Super Skills, trying to go around the outside of Cop's corner, but Joe Killer just had the line to defend. Back up to the top though. This looks like a great little battle that is happening right now. Here comes Anor again. This time he's using the ERS. Slots back into P2. And that might have helped actually. Close back up on the race leader and the DRS. Nice little front wing camera there as we enter club. And there's a yellow flag. And that is Reese just spun round from P3. Drops down to P7 behind DMB and Joe Killer. We've got Purple Earth again, having a look at IS1 in the same corner. That has now changed up the top 5 with that spin. They've all lost DRS except Purple Earth, who has now got DRS over IS1, looking to get onto the podium. Not quite close enough for a move. How about DMB Super Skills? Can I get a move in via Edward so slow? Boom. Oh shit, I sent the wrong invite. Donkey dribble. You're probably not even watching the stream, but don't join. And oh my god, it's not back yet, so we got Remy and Gary battling out for the last position. We've got 16 of you guys watching as well. Hope you're enjoying this Tier 2 pre-season event. Pretty interesting so far for a pre-season event. If this was a round 1, it'd be pretty fun. As we got Amor back in the DRS of the race leader. I think we did just miss Purple Up getting past IS1 there as well while we were sending that invite, because IS1 has dropped 1.3 seconds back to Purple Up. We've also missed DMB getting past Joe Killer or P5. Reezy starting to gain back on Joe Killer. IRS LB44 and T having a little battle here. T up into P9. Both taking a lot of curb there. No need to take that much curb. It's just going to cost your exit a lot. We've got Pepper as well running P8 there. Slow, silently running in P8. Already with 3 seconds though. Both Alfa Romeos. With 9 and 3 seconds. Remy do get past Gary. They need the safety car at this point. Ooh, Gary braking real late there, and then he runs into the back of the Alpine. But he's on the outside with warmer tyres. Can he get a good exit? He's got the DRS, but so does the Alpine in front. Does he go for a move up the inside? Not quite close enough. How about on the outside of Luffield into Woodcut? No, it doesn't have the room. And we've just missed IRS LB44 getting past T for 9th and 10th position. Lap 7 here. I'd say about lap 11, 12. we'll see some pit stops from the medium runners. Maybe that Purple up there, who's surrounded by hard tyres at the moment. I've also missed Anur Hassan get past Kovacs Milan for the race lead. When did that happen? Did not see that change come around. They've both used about the same amount of IRS. Purple slowly getting back into it as well there, just outside the DRS. Yeah, he just missed it there. I think he just missed it. Yeah, he did. By 17 thousandths per second, I think that was. That was proper close. Ice 1 is falling back into the clutches of DMB Super Skills and Joan Pillar a little bit here. Battling for 5th and 6th. Yellow flag, and that is Kovacs Milan out of the race. And that's a safety car from P2. It looks like he spun it out of the final corner onto the Hamilton straights and spun straight into the wall. He was having such a great race as well. He had a great start, great race. And now he's out of this session as Outlaw wants a new invite. Sent. Damn, that's such a shame. That does give an opportunity though to some medium runners to sort of change their strategy, or even hard runners change their strategy now. Because if mediums box now, they could possibly jump onto the hard for the rest of the race. It will be a bit of an ask, but we shall see what happens and what people are thinking. Is that Gary into the pits? Yes, it is. Gary and Remy, that saves their race. Gets them back into the race. I hope Gary doesn't get lapped here. No, he's not. I think he's just a bit too far ahead to be lapped. So he should be able to get himself back into the race. Yep. And Noor Hassan, what does he do? Straight into the pits, along with Purple Derp. But yeah, let's just have a look and see what happens when everyone gets out of the pits. See what sort of tyres everyone goes for. IRS LB44. We're staying out on the fresh set of softs. T's jumped onto the hards. Right, yeah. And Noah's gone onto the mediums. So he will have to stop again. Everyone's going to pretty much have to stop again, so it's basically become a 2-stop race. Right, so a little moment to chill, check the Discord. It's a pre-season race after all, so yeah, big gainers. Let's have a look at the big gainers at the moment. Position changes, where are you at? There we are. Edward's so slow. He's back into this race now. He's up 8 positions. He is the biggest gainer, but Joe, Outlaw, both up 4 positions. Drunken Ship up 4. Gary's the biggest loser, unfortunately, down on P14 with 6 positions lost. T as well, down 4. 5 for Reezy. What happened to Marcy? What the fuck? I've just noticed both Alpines are now out. I've just seen in the chat as well, it says Drunken Ship. What was that? Oh, Edward's so slow, speeding in the pit lane. Pepper as well must have got a 5-second for pit lane, because he's on 8 seconds. What's going on as well? Is there some sort of delta? Because why are Gary and Remy not catching up? Safety car should be in at the end of this lap, I reckon. I think everyone should be able to catch up. Edward rejoins. P13 for him. Oh, Pepper, you gotta teach him about the rules, man. Actually, it should be one more lap. That Alfa Romeo of Drunken Ship is a bit too far back to catch up this lap, I'd say. Might be able to, but there'll be one more lap of the safety car, I reckon. And we'll get this second half of the race underway. It's going to be an interesting little start to this one, with Purple Earth on the softs and the race leader of Anur Hassan on the mediums. Yeah, safety car will be on next lap. This is interesting to see though, this pre-season race for next week's opening round of Bahrain. Looks like it's going to be a feisty-old race. What team is doing the best at the moment? Haas, obviously. Mercedes, not too bad. Red Bull, both in the points. As the Drunken Ship just catching up now, coming down the Hamilton straight, catching up to the back of the grid. What's going on with Edward? A bit of a Wi-Fi issue, I think. Looks it for sure. I hope you 10 viewers are still enjoying this one. Right, Purple Up, Ice 1. Second or third at the moment, currently on the podium. Carrying on from where they left off last season. The 2 drivers with the most podiums throughout the season. But Anur Hassan has come to mix that championship battle up between Purple Earth and Ice 1. By the looks of it. We never know whose this track is strong for as well, so Bahrain could be a complete different story. Drunken Ship has left the session. Must be a Wi-Fi issue. I think there's a few Wi-Fi issues here today. All I say to that is get yourself an Ethernet cable and you will be fine. But safety car is in this lap, and Noor leads the way in his Haas ahead of Purple Derp. He's got 15 laps to keep them all behind. 15 laps on the mediums, is that doable? It's going to be a real big ask. But I think it's possible, you know. Just over 14 laps, as he has a great restart there. Purple Derp is hanging on to the back of him, but the rest of the field are caught sleeping there. IS1's got DMB all over the back of him on the softs. Did drop back a little bit from the top two there. Joey Killer as well in a bit of no man's land between Reese and DMB Super Skills. P6 for Reezy in a Ferrari. He's got Pepper not too far behind him. He's running P7, but that's probably a couple track limit warnings there. He's got IRS LB44 right behind him now as well. He lights his rears up out that corner there. Let's jump back on board to Purple Derp. Oh, I think I've got, yep, I had that all wrong then. You see IS1 in the background being pressured by the Mercedes of DMB Super Skills. I think there's going to be a move there actually. He's going for it now. Side by side, DMB Super Skills not waiting around. Jumps up into P3 ahead of IS1. Does have to box again though. Oh, IS1 runs wide and gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And that could throw away a podium for IS1. And Noor Hassan with a new fastest lap, followed by DMB Super Skills. If I was Noor Hassan, I would just let these guys go. Let them waste their tyres, preserve mine, go to the end, easy win. But his mediums are 4 lap old already actually. Is that possible to go to the end? That's gonna be a big ask. We're gonna find out. I could be completely wrong. I don't know what strategy they're doing in their head, so we have no idea. Pepper's still keeping IRS LB44 behind. That's a surprise. Teammates last season, battling against each other this time. Two of the biggest OGs of IRS. Two admins as well there, 7th and 8th, battling it out. Let's go back to the top. Is DRS enabled yet? No, it's not. I think this lap coming. And Noor has drained his battery as well. He's not waiting around. He doesn't want the soft tyres of Purple Derp to be all over the gearbox of the Haas. That's the end of the club. Where's that Vale? Is that Vale on club? Yeah, that was Vale. And then into club, onto the Hamilton straights. And Purple Derp has now got the DRS enabled on the Red Bull. There's a yellow flag and that's ready round again. Gary jumps up a position into P11. But let's go back up to the top two. Because I think we're about to see an overtake from Purple Derp. No, he's not quite close enough. The Haas has got top line speed there. He used another ERS and still kept the gap. I think Purple Derp is just lining up the right move here. The right opportunity. Really surprised about Pepper as well actually. He's still ahead of IRS LB44, so he's picked up the pace. He's doing brilliant. Running in P7. Jump back to Purple Derp though. Who's got a great opportunity now to use the DRS and ERS to effect, but yet again he's just a bit too far behind down the hanger straight to make a move into Stowe. And then into Vale, just a bit too far back. Can't get the X out of club onto the Hamilton straight to get a move into turn 1. Joe Killer slowly creeping into that DRS of IS1. Breezy as well. Will I have missed IRS? I'll be 44. Get past Pepper there. As Pepper runs on. Ooh, Pepper's run onto the grass. Somehow kept it on the track though. Pepper's got the DRS behind IRS LB44. But he is not going to be close enough for a move there. DMB Super Skills looks like his tyres are running out because IS1 has closed right back up to the back of him, bringing Joe and Reezy with him. Gary and T, 9th and 10th, closing up on Pepper, along with Outlaw as well. Pepper Derp is a lot closer this time, and Anor is out of the IRS. Is he close enough for a move into Stowe? Not quite, but I think next lap Pepper Derp could have one opportunity now. IS1, not quite close enough. Pepper, back on IRS LB44, lights the rears up and nearly loses the car. Good save from the Alfa Romeo driver. Switching from Mercedes to Alfa Romeo. It's a bit like Valtteri Bottas here with Pepper. He's getting shipped out of Mercedes into Alfa Romeo, looking to prove himself, and he's right on the back at the moment of IRS LB44. I think Drunken Ship has just had a bit of a moment. Down in P14. Yes, he has. There's the yellow flags, and that is a great move from DMB Super Skills. Was that DMB Super? From Anor, sorry. From Anor Hassan. Around the outside, defended from Purple Derp. Just see the Haas come out of nowhere there. That was a great little bit of battling. Nice one. Up the inside of Cop's corner on DMB Super Skills. Runs a bit wide though. Compromises his exit into Maggots, but gets the job done, closes off the door. But here comes DMB Super Skills, straight back at him. But while we do that, we'll go back to the race lead because Purple Derp is up the inside of Stowe on Anor, who has the inside line, gives up the position, and that's a great move from Purple Derp. I think Anor knows that he can go to the end maybe. I think he's just taking it easy on his tyres. He knows Purple Derp has to box again. DMB Super Skills and Joe Killer into the box, along with... No, sorry, just M2. I thought someone else boxed in. Moves IRS LB44, Pepper, T, who's now round to the back of Pepper. We're sticking board with the AlphaTauri. Thought he was going to go for a little move there, decides against it. Probably just a bit too far back. That's me being optimistic, but here he comes with the DRS and the ERS. But Pepper as well has enough in the tank to defend. Gary as well dropped back a bit. What happened to Gary? He's got the medium runners right behind him. He was right behind T. They were battling just ahead of him there, as you can see. Joe Killer coming back out on the medium tyres along with DMB Super Skills, all within DRS. Is that T trying to go up the inside of Pepper on Cop's corner? He's still got the job there. Oh, Pepper's lost it. Pepper ran a bit too wide, I think, onto the curb and just completely lost it. Unfortunately for him. That could be him out of the points with DMB and Joe Killer chasing him down. Remy gets past Gary up into P7. IRS LB44 into the pits. Moves the two AlphaTauris up into 5th and 6th there. Just interested to see what Purple Derp's doing, because he must know he has to box again. He can't go to the end of them softs. And he's thinking, yeah, donkey dribble, sorry mate. Didn't mean to invite you. Yeah, just send a message with Donkey Dribble, one of the tier 1 drivers who accidentally I sent an invite to. As that's drunken shit just getting out of the way of the race leaders. 3-second time penalty for Reese there. IS1, Reese, Remy, T all picking up 3 seconds. IRS LB 44 as well. Purple Derp. I really don't know what he's going to do. He dives into the pits now, but the race win I think is over for him. I think the best he can get now is a podium. And that's going to be a bit of an ask. Because there goes Anor taking the lead. IS1 goes past now. Reese's into the pits as well. Along with Remy. I'm surprised about that. Why? Them medium tyres could have gone to the end or some of them guys. No? Purple Derb might have just been saved a little bit there. Gary's up into P4. Right behind T again. Two McLaren's second and fourth. Which is interesting to see. But Anor Hassan in the race lead. 7.1 seconds clear of IS1, who's 12 seconds ahead of T, who's battling with IS1's teammate for the podium as of right now. Does Gary go for a move out of Woodcote into Cops, or does he wait for the DRS? Gary runs a bit wide out of Cops, loses momentum. Will still be inside the DRS of T though, as he enters the hanger straight, but it's not going to be that much effective to him. As Anor boxes, he can't get to the end. Gary's out, what? How's Gary out? What's he just done there? What the hell? There's no way he had contact with T, because they was nowhere near each other. He must have lit up the rears on the curb. Up the super skills. Currently P6, and there's a battle going on there of Reese and IRS LB 44. Great little move from Reese. Up into P8 past IRS LB 44, who's trying to come back at him. And Noah's 1.8 behind Purple Derp as well. I'm really surprised by it. He boxed. I thought he would have just tried going to the end of the mediums. Yeah, I want to know what happened to Gary. I'm really intrigued what just happened there. DMB super skills, as we were just saying, up the super skills. Here he is, going into Cop's corner with Pepper Slig, who runs wide, and Joe is looking for a double overtake. 3 wide into Maggots, pulls out of it, makes it 2 wide, all slots into single file, and I think Pepper's about to lose 2 positions here. He's gone wide again, and here comes the DRS of super skills and Joe Killer. Oh, Joe doesn't know where to go, had to pull out of it again around the outside of DMB Super Skills, which is a great move out of the Stowe. What a move from Joe there. Nothing DMB Super Skills could do to defend that. And the Aston Martin of Joe Killer is flying. Wants to get the job done now. Into turn 1. Takes too much curb. Pepper runs wide. They are both way too cautious into that. Again, side by side, bit of contact. Pepper closed the door a little bit. Bit unfair from Pepper there, I'd say, but probably didn't realise Joe was that close on the inside to him. But Pepper's still defending well here. And here comes Joe up the inside of Pepper Slig, followed by DMB Super Skills, who's sending up the inside. This is great battling here. DMB Super Skills looking for an opportunity out of Luffield. And that was a great little lap there from DMB Super Skills, Pepper Slig and Joe Killer. Good little battling for sure. And still, I don't think Gary's popped into the chat at all, but I'm really intrigued to see what happened to him. DMB Super Skills now trying to get that job done on Joe Killer. Pulls to the outside of Stowe. Can he do what Joe just did to him? Yes, he can, and that's a great move back from DMB Super Skills. Up into P5, and Noor Hassan for the new fastest lap is hunting down Purple Derp, who nearly runs into the back of the AlphaTauri, and then Noor nearly runs into the back of Purple Derp, and you can just see the fresher grip. Oh, Noor spun. He got too excited. Just lit the rears up and got well too excited out of that corner. And that could have cost him a podium, you know. He's got 7.5 seconds in 4 laps to catch up with T. Actually, how many penalties? He's got 4 seconds to catch up with T in 4 laps. That's doable. So Noor can save his race here by getting a podium somehow. But he's just thrown it away. Joe Killer did get back past DMB Super Skills there. Must have been with a DRS down the straight, but these two are battling it out. Big time for P5 here. They've dropped Pepper by nearly 2 seconds. Remy with a penalty, racking up to 6. Reese with another penalty, racking up to 6 as well. Outlaw with another penalty, up into 6. DMB Super Skills trying it again. This time, Joe's placed the car perfectly. And there's nothing DMB Super Skills can do about that one. But IS1 has possibly big brained this. Well, he has big brained it. Because he must have listened to me on the comms and just stayed out there. He's on 14 lap old mediums currently. 3 laps to go. 12 seconds ahead of Purple Derp. And the Lebanese Drivers' Champion from McLaren last season is running away with his pre-season win as of right now, which is an interesting race for a pre-season, I would say. Let's go back to Joe though. Actually, Pepper's right onto the back of Breezy here. Remy as well. Not too far behind Outlaw, who's currently P10. Fair play to him as well, getting back into the lobby after being kicked out and being just inside the points as of right now. They're both on 6 seconds as well, so they might both have to be stayed inside the points there because the Pepper's 11 second. The drunken ship has left the session. Oh, there's Joe round. Joe's lost it. After having a great race, he does reset the track, which is not allowed. Obviously it is pre-season, but for the season ahead, we don't want resetting to happen. Remy's going up the inside of Joe, and he's lost out big time now as Joe. He was on for a top 5 finish. 5 second penalty, which would be removed for IRS LB44 if stewards are open for pre-season. We don't really have the stewards open for a pre-season race. Side by side action here with Tien and Noor, who gets himself back up into that P3. But what should have been P1 or P2 for Noor Hassan has turned into a P3 at best. Purple Dirt's closed 2 seconds from the last lap to IS1, but it's not going to be enough. I wonder what IS1's tyre wear is. I hope he screenshots it after and sends it into chat, because I think it's going to be around 60-70% surely. 16 lap old mediums. 2 laps to go. He big brained this. I told you, like, you should have stayed out on the mediums and gone to the end. And Noor should have done it. He would have won this race. He decided to box, to put on the softs, and is now sitting P3. IS1 stayed out there from the safety car, and he's got a lap and a half to go until he wins this race. Great strategy from him. Great little battle down here for the last points position actually. IRS, LP44, Remy, Joe Killer, Outlaw, all within a second of each other. This has been a really fun race to be fair, from a viewer's perspective. It's been action everywhere. Here comes Remy, having a look at IRS, LP44, not quite close. Oh, he's close enough. Brakes well too late and runs to the back of him. Did he get wing damage from that? He must have done. Yeah, he did. Ah, yeah, that's it for Remy, unfortunately. He's not going to be in the points today, so it's going to be out of Outlaw Joe and IRS LB44. Pepper picked up another penalty, so Remy might actually stay with him. Yeah, Remy's just got to stay within about, what, 8 seconds of Pepper. He's got it. But we are on to the last lap of this race. IS1 is 9.3 seconds ahead. Would it be a Lewis Hamilton last lap where he gets a puncture right now? Does he get a puncture? No, he doesn't. It's all good at the moment. Purple Dirt will be the Red Bull hunting down behind. That'd be a good way to end the race if something like that happens. DMB Super Skills here lost the position to Reese, who's jumped up into P5, but does have the time penalties to be added at the end, which will cost him top 5 position. Pepper ahead of IRS LB44. If he can stay ahead of him on track, that'll be something for him. Sort of an accolade for him, but let's go on board with IS1 for this final half a lap, who has big brained it completely. I know he's listened to the comms as he's weaving down the straight. I can see him in the chat as well, as in the viewers. So IS1, big brain in it once again. Drivers champion from last season in Great Britain, pre-season test, is going to take the victory once again. Enters the final quarter, and IS1 is victorious once more in IRS, and that is a well-deserved pre-season win for him. Purple Dirt with a solid performance in the Red Bull comes home in P2. Great race from him. And Noor, what could have been a victory or P2 is only going to be P3 for him. But that was a great reserve and not reserve race. I mean, great debut race for him. T, another debut race that I should be proud of, coming home in P4 for Alpha Tauri. DMP Super Skills debut for Mercedes will be P5. Reese with the Reese with the reserve performance, P6. I think Joe Killer coming home in P7 there, was it? Tyres were about to dispose. Screenshot. Oh, did you screenshot your tyres? I hope you did. I want to see in the chat. But we'll just do a confirmation quickly of the final classification. Got a puncher last 2 corners from Pepper. Pepper got a puncher on hards. What? But there is your confirmation. IS1 winning Purple Dirt P2, and Noor Hassan P3. T1987 P4, DMB Super Skills P5, Rusi P6, Joe Killer P7, Outlaw Kakameste P8, IRS LB44 P9, Remy P10, Pepper Slig P11, And then I don't think Edward in the race at the end? He might have been, but he comes P12. Drunken Ship, I'm not sure was in the race towards the end either. P13 for him, and the DNFs of Gary, Marcy, and Kovacs Balan. Yeah, interesting tier 2 pre-season race there. Sets up a good start to the season, I would say. Round 1 is next week, Bahrain, same time as this. Hope you come to tune in. Hope you enjoyed this one, and come and tune in for tier 1's pre-season event at the same track on Tuesday at 8 p.m. UK time. So until then, peace out. Peace.